Yo, beast mode, I go beast mode. Left, right, hook, then I reload. Speed until it breathe slow. Connect every uppercut, clean blow.
It's Adam Thorn for Southpaw Jab with John Rooney, coach, trainer, owner of Rooney's Gym. What else do you do, John?
Keep a few horses, try and enjoy life as much as possible. I was 50 there a couple of weeks ago on the 11th of March, and they say life begins at 40. Well, I reckon 50 is the new 40, so I'm sticking to that, and hopefully it works.
You've got a few pros here. You're a coach. Your history. Tell us a bit about your history as a boxer and as a coach.
As a boxer, boxed at a decent level. Didn't really dedicate myself. Dedication, basically, to be quite honest, I hadn't got what it took to be a boxer. I had all the ability, power in both hands, but the dedication side of things was not maybe what I lacked in massively.
Yeah. Just because you were young and.
Because I was young, I needed a father figure, sort of put his arm around my shoulder and say, "Let's do this together." Growing up in West Belfast with two sisters and a mum in Everest flats was maybe you can be distracted a lot, but just didn't dedicate myself at all. If you'd told me I had a fight in 6 weeks, I'd have been in the gym. If I hadn't had a fight coming up, I didn't go near the gym.
Right, living the life as they like to call it these days.
I didn't live the life at all.
So how did the coaching come around?
John Breen was very kind, tell me at 28, 29, and I was going to fight again, and the Ulster seniors, and Maloney at that time had fighters in Ireland, Damien Kelly, Eamon McGee, and he was there, seen me sparring, asked me what I was going to plan on doing, and was edging towards turning. He was trying to talk to me about turning pro, and I was too old. Do you know what I mean? I knew it was finished at that stage. It was more wishful thinking than anything else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But offered me a job as a trainer. Came to London and started training fighters with losing records. Turned a couple of them around from losing records into winning records, and then met Hard Eastman one night and basically said to Hard, I would like to do a trial with you for a week, and if you like it, stay. If you don't, there's no harm done. And I trained him for 18 months. He beat Robert McCracken for the European title in Wembley, and the rest basically just moved on from there.
So list some of the other people you've coached.
Worked with Steve Collins at the end of his career, worked with Wayne McCulloch at the end of his career, Richard Williams, trained Richard Williams, Bruce Scott, Mickey Steeds, Martin Lindsay, managed Paddy Gallagher, Martin Lindsay, James Friars. Had a good squad of fighters at one stage, and then, as you know, the sickness took over. And
yes, tell us a bit about that. We'll bring it full circle and come and talk about your current fighter at the moment, but tell us what happened with that.
Basically, I had a decent squad of fighters there that I was managing. James Friars was a 7 times Irish champion, Paddy Gallagher, Commonwealth Games gold medalist, and Fred O'Malley, who was another good fighter that didn't fulfil his potential. But basically, when I was sick, I didn't know what was exactly the matter with me. Went to see a neurological surgeon, and he told me I had Parkinson's. And I told him that he was talking nonsense. I hadn't had Parkinson's, and he said to me, "You boxed?" I says, "Look, I was a decent fighter. I never took much abuse." He says, "But you're Parkinson's?" I totally denied it. Went away, spoke to my wife, and she says, "Go for a second opinion." Went for a second opinion, and they told me I had Parkinson's. Then they wanted to put me on medication, and I wasn't even taking anything at the minute. Like, I don't take any medication, but I take the Parkinson's medication because there's no other choice. But anything outside that, from like flu stuff or anything, I'm a great mom for natural remedies from years. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think us as a human race, we need to take 100 steps back before we take one more forward. But anyway, when I finally accepted that I had Parkinson's, it really made me step up and confront it and do something about it. And as you see now, by the hands, and the way I speak, the way I walk, my whole demeanour.
So this is you. You're well now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thankfully.
I asked my wife the question before Christmas, how much do you think I'm back to my old self? And she says 95%. And it wasn't through the medication on its own, of doing alternative medicine, and the results are is what you can see today.
And you work with a charity as well, don't you?
I work with a charity called Spotlight YOPD, which is a young onset Parkinsons disease. Basically, the NHS, the people that look after Parkinson's patients know nothing about it. There's a saying in Parkinson's, if you haven't got it, you know nothing about it. And the charity that I work with, basically everyone in the charity has Parkinson's. From neurosurgeons to pharmaceutical guys to PR guys, the whole broad scale of it is everyone on it has Parkinson's.
So, and I mean, I'll put the links to their website and stuff in this interview so that you can get them a bit of publicity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting area that people don't know anything about. I say interesting, it's horrible thing.
Like the most famous boxer that can come across is Muhammad Ali, and they say that Ali got Parkinson's from boxing. I'm not totally convinced with that, because basically, as I say, if you haven't got Parkinson's, you know nothing about it. Well, I have Parkinson's, and I can notice other people with Parkinson's. Do you understand? The GP can't, or because they haven't got it. I was at London Bridge here before Christmas, and this poor guy came up the stairs, and I'd see he had Parkinson's from 100 metres away. And when he came up, I had met friends, and I had a bottle of wine in me, and I just went over to him and says, "Have you got Parkinson's?" And he was like, "How do you know?" And I says, "Because I have it myself," I says, "but I'm under control of it." Anyway, but basically, if you look back at Ali's fights, Ali had Parkinson's when he was 30 years of age. I could see it in him, the movement, do you understand? Little things. And they say Parkinson's can either be a genetic thing or through pesticides or whatever. Basically, Parkinson's is about 200 years, and I just got myself where I am today through whatever medication that I take. But Parkinson's is very, very grossly overlooked. Do you know what I mean? It's actually criminal how much it's overlooked. They put it down as the old man's disease. It's not. I speak to a young boy in Liverpool who is 22 years of age. He's been diagnosed when he was 16. He's just had deep brain stimulation through an operation. The day that he went through that operation, he got his results of his master's degree. Do you know what I mean? And it's basically, the NHS are ignorant about Parkinson's, and the people that should be working on anything to do with Parkinson's need to have Parkinson's. They know, because especially young onset Parkinson's, for the reason being, a lot of them that have Parkinson's, when they're told when they're young, they're afraid to come out about it and speak about their illness, and because it's overlooked, they think it's an old man's disease.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I just, this Spotlight charity, hopefully we can do things between myself and everybody else involved in it. And what we plan to do with Rooney's Gym is to have Rooney's Gym opened every day for that whole group of ailments, whether it's Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, or for people to come in and use Rooney's Gym free of charge and try and get themselves back on
fit and healthy.
Healthy. Parkinson's all about movement, and there's a thing in America. A friend of mine that owns Gleason's Gym in New York, Bruce Silverglade, he started boxing. What is it you call it? Basically, it's boxing for Parkinson's, and it's all about the movement. Because I have been in boxing so long, the movement in the boxing doesn't do it for me. I'm a firm believer is what has got me on the fitness side that I'm on at the minute is I ride my horse as many times a week as I can. Now,
Right.
I have to determine his movements, and that's what helps me.
I know that you're telling me just off camera how proud you are of your fighter at the moment, Jamie John Hughes. Tell us a bit about him.
Jamie John Hughes is an old school type fighter and has that inner strength that cannot be taught. You can teach people how to box, you can't teach them how to fight. Now, and Jamie who could always fight, now I'm teaching Jamie how to box. You know, and he's proved it during his last fight. And we got to the venue, never seen the opponent. Now, the opponent's record was not great. We were led to believe that the opponent was coming up to meet Jamie. When we got there, anyway, I didn't realise he was coming down. We got into the ring, and to be quite honest, I wasn't a wimp in my life, but I don't know how I'd reacted once you get into the ring and looked across the ring and seen this guy. He was 6'4".
Yeah,
I had like a breeze block. And Jamie was undaunted. He done the business now, and it showed me another thing about Jamie. But 2.5 years ago, Jamie came into the gym, and you've heard me call him a couple of names. I'm not going to repeat them on camera, but he was in bad shape. But I just seen something in him and knew that he'd do something. And in my opinion, Jamie's quite capable of winning the British title. Very, very capable of winning the British title. If he just keeps going the way he's going. At the minute, Jamie's the only fighter that I have at the moment, and I'm quite happy with that at the minute, for the simple reason is slowly, little steps will get me back there again.
Yeah.
At one time I had 12, 13 fighters that signed up to me, managing them. And when I was badly sick, I didn't want to get out of bed in the morning. Like the wife used to say to me, "Mum, we'll walk a dog." Well, to walk a dog was a nightmare for me. And if somebody had to ask me how to explain your day, I told them, "Do you ever have to climb Mount Everest every day?" That's the way I was getting up. That's the way Parkinson's makes you feel. Now, one suit doesn't fit all, but anyway, I'm back now with Jamie, and hopefully I'll expand. And if there's any young fighters out there that wants to come to Rooney's and learn the sweet science, they're more than welcome. My door's open.
So, hopefully some big things in the pipeline for Rooney's.
Listen, as I say, I had 2 gyms, other businesses, and when the shit hit the fan, it hit the fan. I lost the gym in Belfast, I lost a couple of other businesses. I was very, 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 very lucky to hold on to the current gym that I have, and I have no excuses anymore. I have my health back. Someone asked me a question. If I felt the way I did when I had Parkinson's and the way I feel now, if I hadn't lost everything and the question was asked, would you give everything up to feel the way you do now as what you did then? I would give it up in the morning.
Well, that's good.
It's but as the boxers go, the boxing, I fell out of love with the sport. I fell out of love with everything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And just a few good people around me that helped me the whole way through. Without them, I don't think I'd have made it. Do you know what I mean? But with a 5-year-old daughter there and a 9-year-old daughter, with a 23-year-old daughter and 2 18-year-old twin boys. The boys and the older daughter are old enough now to do whatever, but the youngest two pulled me through, like, because I couldn't.
You had to be a dad.
Yeah, I had to be a dad, and to be quite honest, the thoughts that were going through my head when I was feeling the way I felt were not nice. Were not nice at all.
Well, it's good to see you back.
Thank you.
Looking well. sounding happy.
Well, happy-ish.
John, thank you very much for the Southpaw
Adam,
Jab.
it's a pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Yo, beast mode, I go beast mode. Left, right hook, then I reload. Speed, agility, breathe slow. Connect every uppercut, clean blow.